What's up, fans? I'm Quickshot, and this is Champ Select. Champ Select is the game show where I invite 4 contestants from around the world to pitch me a representative from their region. Their argument can be stats inspired, emotionally inspired, but wherever the inspiration comes from, I get to determine who the weekly winner will be. This week's episode is a super special edition where we're going to take the entire year of 2020 into consideration, and each of my guests can only pick one player from their region. From the LEC, it's Foxdrop.
Hello, Trevor. I'm excited to be back. It's a bit of a heartbreaking time to be here for an EU fan, but I'm ready to get going. I'm ready to win.
I already know who you're going to be talking about, Foxdrop. From the LPL, it's Munchables.
Yep, I'm back once again, Trevor. You know, we may not have got a trophy at the World Championship, but I've dressed up just for the occasion because we're going to get the trophy here for the final episode.
Oh, looking dapper and tasty, my man. From the LCS, it's Rivington.
What's up, everyone? Are you ready to lose today? Also, Trevor, you did a fantastic job casting Worlds. Best Worlds cast I've ever heard, honestly.
Thank you so much. We're already off to a great start for the LCS representative. And finally, the one and only Valdes from the LCK.
Well, we got one W. We're looking for the second one today. Let's hope we can.
The second one, that's right, because the LCK has never won Champ Select. Very interesting.
Yeah, that's
well,
true.
Listen, before we find out, that's not my fault. Before we find out who your representative of Valdes, as always, I start with my homeboys in Europe. That means Foxdrop. It's going to be up to you.
You already know who my choice is going to be. It breaks my heart to say this. Perkz is not going to be on EU anymore. He's leaving us. He's going to NA, and this is very difficult for me to say. He's been one of the best players in EU since his inception. You know, he won Rookie Split in 2016, I think, for 2020. He was exceptional again. He made the All-Star team. I thought he had a stellar Worlds performance, and I just can't believe this is the last time I'm going to be able to rep Perkz on this show.
Perkz. Time.
I salute you.
Yep. I salute you to exceptional start, Foxdrop. Munchables, how do you possibly, reply to that?
Look, I'm going to be real with you here. There was a very touching eulogy, but this show is about who's the best player, and Perkz didn't exactly perform at Worlds, and he's in the wrong role right now.
What?
So
What?
Let's move on.
Shocking. Okay, fine. Let's move on. Munchables, your timer starts now.
See, I'm going to talk about another mid lane player, but this guy's actually playing his role. It's Rookie from the LPL. He didn't make it to Worlds, but that was because he was 1v9 every single game, and he still looks like the best player on the damn planet. Despite the Shy's on-hit Kennen going 1-10 in regionals, Ningsley Sinclair that was so bad it became an international meme, he still almost managed to make it to the World Championship. Some mid laners offer laning, team fighting, split pushing.
5.
This guy brings it all. I don't know a single mid laner that can even match.
Time. That was slick. That was smooth. Riv, do you have anything to counter Munch?
I mean, I heard a guy that's 1v9ing. This is a team game. I want to see the 5v5ers, the camaraderie, the teams. That's cool. You have a show start. That's cool, yeah.
I mean, that's a valid point, Riv, but now who are you pitching me? Is this somebody who is a 5v5er? I'm about to find out, because your timer starts now.
For this episode, I'm going to choose 100 Thieves FBI, so open up your ears and listen why. Back to stealing CS and running the lane, it's just a matter of time before he's running the game. Aphelios, Ezreal, Kalista, and Ashe, you better watch your back before he steals your aspiration to be number 1. He never steps on the Riz just for fun. Remember that when FBI shows up with a gun. Now, I believe the 100 Thieves strategy could avoid the tragedy that had to be the 2 and 3 to end the spree of GG, but that's enough of this flattery. In reality, it's easy to foresee this victor in the Worlds category.
That is 25 seconds. You have 5 seconds left.
Can we just keep it
No,
going?
I don't.
Oh my
Bonus time?
My mind's been blown.
Yo,
Right. Next time we invite Riv, I'm not coming on.
Valdes, is there anything that you could say back to that? Right. So how about how about
let me try.
How about we just hear your
I did
pitch?
prepare something.
Because that mic drop was hot. But I have faith. All right. World champion LCK representative Valdes. Who are you pitching? Your timer starts now.
Well, we had a fun little rhyme, but how about an inspirational story? We're looking at Ghost, a guy who was the worst player in the LCK. He played for CJ Entus BBQ. They had terrible records. He couldn't do anything to carry his team. He got subbed out multiple times. But then he went to Sandbox, grew a name for himself. Then he went to Dom1. He was not in the spotlight amongst his carry teammates, but by the time Worlds came, he showed up with his sword, with his bow, playing Ashe, and he shot everybody down. And he was actually the hero of Dom1 at the end of it all to take the World Cup.
What an inspirational story and a turnaround from somebody who was not one of the best quality. Foxdrop, what do you say back to Valdes?
I mean, that's interesting, I suppose. You talked about a sword for a marksman. You sure you got the right player there? I mean, what's going on there, mate?
Okay.
Well. That was a very, very different set of arguments from my guest today. Before we move on to figuring out who will win this very special edition, it's time to check in with the fans at home. Now, I have counted all of the ballots from the Twitter popular vote, and the winner from Twitter is G2's Perkz.
What about the Facebook votes? That has more electorals.
No. Listen, you're going to have to explain this electoral college to me because it doesn't make sense. But I mean, Perkz deserves it, right? Perkz, this is a no-brainer.
He did. That's justice, that is, honestly. It's a good send-off for an astounding career.
It's
really
good
is.
to see him get one last W in his career.
Oh, the birds, the birds. Thank you to everybody who's been voting in our polls all year long. Before I announce who the winner of the 2020 year-long special edition episode of Champ Select should be, I figured we'd hand out just a few more meaningful, more tangible, maybe even more important awards. This is the Champ Select hand-curated, selected, picked awards by yours truly. And we're going to start off with one that might surprise my contestants and guests. This is the award for the most shafted region. And the most shafted region winner is the LCK, going a whopping 0-10 all season long, not a single victory.
Oh, great. Thanks, Trevor. This is what you give us after all this time?
Oh, you won!
Just shaft us all year long. Who was doing the shafting, Trevor?
Oh.
It was you. You can buy us back with this little trash award.
You're 100% right. This is the most important thing the LCK has won all throughout 2020. So congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations.
We'll keep the cup warm for you until the next time you win. Who knows how many years that'll be.
Let's move on to the second award of the evening, and it is the most insane argument. Now, my producers tasked me with trawling through the VODs, looking at each and every argument. And the winner is Valdes for his Train to Busan argument.
He can play Lulu and he can support your team. Who knows? You guys seen Train to Busan?
Calling a player a zombie. And that is how he pitched it.
I don't know. I feel like you've been getting these wrong all year long. We just had the Rivs FBI speech. We had Raz talking about. What was he talking about?
I did kicks, mate.
Lost cable or Hitman One?
I am telling you now that my super intellectual 5-head brain has picked the right winner this time round. As has the award for the best dressed. You may remember the white hoodie. You may remember that orange sweater, the green camo jersey, the Zeph cap.
Hang on.
This lovely outfit. The best dressed Champ Select contestant is in fact Quickshot. Yes, thank you.
He's not even wearing it proper shit.
Thank you.
He didn't even
I
bring a tie.
take a round of applause.
Riv's got suspenders on.
I got to contest. I was a contestant on one episode, Riv. That makes me count. And finally, one that I don't think will surprise for the first time. Our final award for the best non-game related and weirdly specific story about dental floss goes to Raz.
He takes a little bit of
He did win after all.
I can't argue that one.
That finally makes sense.
Exactly.
It was all part of the big picture.
We'll put a link in the description to go check that one out because that was something special. Now, let's move ourselves along. Gentlemen, I want to thank you so much. It has been a fantastic year. This is the 11th episode of Champ Select, and it is the 2020 special edition. It is time to crown the winner. The most integral, important, amazing accomplishment would be to be selected by me right now. And it's tough. It's tough. I can tell you now, LCK will continue their trend of winning nothing meaningful. They're already out. So, from the 3 remaining contestants, it would be a travesty to not announce this week's winner, the 2020 Champ Select victor, as FBI presented by Rivington at the LCS.
All right. Okay.
It's right.
What's this? He's
That-
got
I-
rhymes, he's got props.
I respect it. It was glorious,
You know,
honestly.
We can all agree on that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. And it's the player,
Very
it's the
easy
way it was
choice.
said, the context given. And Trevor, like I said, your casting is beautiful. Your hosting is even better. You made the right choice.
Buttoning it up beautifully. We bookend the show with praise for your one and only host. Gentlemen, thank you so much for the season. Thank you to all of our guests for tuning in. Thank you to everybody who's watched and voted. This has been Champ Select.
Justice for Rookie.